another. Before I call upon the secretary to read the notice of the notice convening the meeting, let me introduce your directors and company secretary present today, both virtually and physically here present to you. I will start from, in no particular order of importance, your board, well settled in eminence, as you all know. Let me start from my extreme left and then walk it all the way to the right. Thank you very much.
Good day, distinguished shareholders. My name is Anthony Achebe. Thank you very much.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Pius Edobo.
Good morning, sirs and ma'ams. My name is Bolaji Simon Oladayo.
Good morning, esteemed shareholders. My name is Sam Onukwe.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ademola Abidogu, Managing Director, Chief Executive of Guinea. Thank you.
Let me, before they continue, sit. Thank you. Before they continue, let me say that the director, what is missing is the designations. Mr. Achebe is a non-executive director. Pius Edobo is your executive director, finance and administration. Let me say that instead of greeting the chairman, because we saw the highly biased greeting that you people gave him when he introduced himself. But he's a man that we're very happy and honored to have on the board. He represents Yonye Nkono, yes. You know your MD. I will come back to my humble self.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Muhammad Tahir Tahir.
Good morning, distinguished shareholders. I'm Hassan Aminu Antacha, non-executive.
The man that I called his name twice is also a non-executive director. He is Dr. Alhaji Tahir Tahir. And my friend and brother, Hassan, Alhaji Hassan Dantata, is also a non-executive director with Guinea. It is my privilege and honor to have seated to my right, by order of the board, another powerful person that, yes, replaced, she stepped into the big shoes of your former madam. And I want to report to you that she has filled it very well and excellently. Mrs. Chineye Nwankwo is by order of the board, is the company secretary. My name is Godson Ugochukwu, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. It is with the pleasure of your assistance and support and consent that I continue to serve as your chairman. We also have people who sit one step below you people, but several steps ahead of us in the organogram of power. They are regulators from diverse government agencies. As you well know, any insurance company, and in particular Guinea, is a child of so many fathers. So we have representatives of the following national bodies. And please, if I call, if you're here, do acknowledge. For representing our direct Oga Pata is the representative for NICOM, National Insurance Commission of Nigeria, Mrs. Obonda Benedict. We welcome you. Oh, okay, to the left. We welcome you. They're all seated there. For the Nigerian Stock Exchange, we have Mr. Bona Oguchi, I'm sorry. The Corporate Affairs Commission, may I congratulate you on the assumption of office of the new registrar, Kemi Sage. Kemi, I would like you to see me later because of your surname. Because I want to be sure. And in the meanwhile, I could have asked you to confirm to the whole AGM here whether I should also be afraid of it because I probably am your in-law. But watch me closely, please. I don't want to lose my wife after this. The Secretary is an Esteemed Commissioner, SEC. We have Mr. Taiwo Odusoyan. Oh, Miss. It's Mr. Taiwo. Mr. Taiwo, sorry, we do not intend to change your agenda. It's the way it was mutilated here. You're welcome. And then there's also for SEC, Miss Odyssey Vera. You're all welcome. Yeah, for that standards, it is not out of slight that we understand. You're our own person. That's what comes of being too close to us. Sorry. So, to set the order of the proceedings going, I was notifying you that to second each resolution put to the meeting. Thereafter, I must emphasize that the comments will be invited on that particular resolution only before the vote is taken. The good thing is that you are all professors of these proceedings, so I'm just trying to check the box. You know how it's done. I will therefore request that those who wish to speak would indicate by raising up their hands, and then when you are given the mic, introduce yourself as usual. State your name audibly, clearly before you make your comments. And I'll call on the Company Secretary to read the notice convening the meeting. Company Secretary.
Good morning, distinguished shareholders and Board of Directors. I'll take the notice convening this meeting. Notice is hereby given that the 65th Annual General Meeting of Guinea Insurance Plc will be held at Providence Hotel Auditorium, 12A Oba Akinjobi Way, GRA Ikeja, Lagos, on Friday, the 27th day of October 2023 at 11 a.m. prompt to transact the following businesses. Ordinary businesses. 1, to lay before the members the report of the directors and the audited financial statements together with the auditor's report for the year ended December 31st, 2022. 2, to re-elect the following directors retiring by rotation. 1, Mr. Samuel Onukwe. 2, Dr. Mohammed Atahi Tahi. And 3, Dr. Anthony Achebe. 3, to disclose the remuneration of managers to the company. And 4, to authorize directors to fix the remuneration of the external auditors of the company. And 5, to elect members to the statutory audit committee. The proxy note states that any member of the company entitled to attend and vote at this meeting is also entitled to appoint a proxy to attend and vote in his or her stead. A proxy need not be a member of the company for the appointment of the proxy to be valid. The proxy form must be completed and deposited either at the office of the company registrars, Cardinal Stone Registrars Limited, 358 Herbert Macaulay Way, Yaba, Lagos, not later than 48 hours before the time fixed for the meeting. A blank proxy form was attached to the annual report and may be downloaded from the company's website. I would crave the indulgence of the meeting to just take the notes to the as read. Thank you. By the order of the board.
Thank you, Company Secretary. So we'll now go to the first item on the agenda. The first item is to lay before the meeting the director's report and the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2022. Is everything okay?
How do we compile the name of the people?
I see a lot of movement and commotion behind.
Maybe we'll start writing their names out. I know. But if you start writing them out, Okay. Okay. Yes. No, no, you see. No, no. That he will speak. He will speak, eh? It's one of the name council.
So I now lay
State it.
the report before you, and I call on the registrars, our auditors, our BDO professional services, as represented I will, I'm sorry I didn't get to have his name down.
They said they are paying virtually.
Thank you so much. One of our directors was supposed to join online. He's actually online, but we've had these technical issues when we started. Thank you, I appreciate you, sir, for raising that. Mr. Emeka Ozoku. He's online. He's online, he's with us. Mr. Emeka Ozoku. Thank you, I appreciate you, sir, for that.
There's another one.
I'm grateful. Yes, I have just to acknowledge that he's online and he's present. And unfortunately, because of the technical we're having, I don't think otherwise we should have just screened his face there. But you know him. Thank you very much. He's on you can also read up his bio here. I'm calling on our external auditors, BDO Professional Services. You will have to introduce your name, sir. We did not get your name. Mr. Anibaba, yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Olusegun Agbanani Baba. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon. The chairman, members on the high table, distinguished shareholders, ladies and gentlemen. I read as follows. Before I continue, I want to crave the indulgence of the chairman to summarize my report by reading the opinion on page 55. Page 55. To read the opinion on page 55, then basis for opinion on that same page 55. And on page 57, to read the report on other legal and regulatory requirements. Can I go ahead? Thank you very much, sir. Report to shareholders of Guinea Insurance Plc, report on the audit of the financial statement. Opinion. We have audited the company financial statement of Guinea Insurance Plc, which comprise the statement of financial position as at 34 December 2022, the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, statement of changes in equity, statement of cash flows for the year then ended, and notes to the financial statement, including a summary of scheme accounting policy and other explanatory notes. In our opinion, the financial statement gives a true and fair view of the financial position of the company as at 34 December 2022 and of the financial performance and cash flows for the year then ended in accordance with international financial reporting standards and in compliance with the relevant provisions of the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Act No. 6, 2011, the Company and Other Matter Act 2020, Insurance Act Cap I-17, LFN 204, and the Prudential Guidelines issued by National Insurance Commission. Basis for opinion. We conducted our audit in accordance with international standards on auditing, IAS. Our responsibilities under those standards are further described in the auditor's responsibilities for the audit of the financial statements section of our report. We are independent of the company in accordance with International Ethics Standard Board Code for Accountant, Ethic for Professional Accountants, together with the ethical requirements that are relevant to audit of the financial statement in Nigeria. And we have fulfilled our other ethical responsibility in accordance with these requirements and the International Ethics Standard Board Code. We believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. On page 57, report on other legal and regulatory requirements. The Company and Allied Matter Act 2020 and Insurance Act Cap I-17-11-204 requires that in carrying out our audit, we consider and report to you on the following matters. We confirm that, 1, we have obtained all the information and explanation which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, were necessary for the purpose of our audit. 2, in our opinion, proper books of account have been kept by the company. 3, the company's statement of financial position and the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income are in agreement with the books of account. To the best of our knowledge, the companies have complied with the requirement of the relevant circulars issued by National Insurance Commission, NICOM, and the regulations of the Insurance Act, Cap I-17-LFM-204, during the year. Signed by Olugbemika A. Akibayo for BDO Professional Services in Lagos, Nigeria, on the 27th March 2023. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. External Auditor. I now call upon the representatives of the Audit Committee, Mr. Ayuba Kadiri, to read the reports of the Audit Committee to the shareholders.
Our amiable chairman, the referred executive and non-executive directors, our distinguished shareholders, the regulatory authorities, including our external auditors, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here this morning to read the Audit Committee's report on behalf of my co-members to the members of Guinea Insurance Plc. In accordance with the provision of Section 404, page 53, report of the Statutory Audit Committee to the members of the Guinea Insurance Plc. In accordance with the provision of Section 404 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, the members of the Statutory Audit Committee of Guinea Insurance Plc hereby report as follows. We have exercised our statutory functions under Section 404 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, and we acknowledge the cooperation of management and staff in the conduct of these responsibilities. We confirm that the accounting and reporting policies of the companies are in accordance with legal requirements and agreed ethical practices, and that the scope and planning of both the external and internal audits for the year ended 31st of December 2022 were satisfactory and reinforced the company's internal control systems. We've deliberated with the external auditors who have confirmed that necessary cooperations was received from management in the course of their statutory audit, and we are satisfied with the management response to the external auditor's recommendation on accounting and internal control matters, and with effectiveness of the company's system of accounting and internal control system. Members of the Audit Committee, Mr. Waheed Sonibare, shareholder representative, Chief Peter Ngweru, shareholder representative, Mr. Simon Oladayo Bolaji, our referred non-executive director, and Mr. Sam Oneku, non-executive director. The report is duly signed by my humble self, Ayuba Quadri Yemi, the chairman of Statutory Audit Committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ayuba. I shall be pleased to answer any questions now. which you may have on the annual report and financial statements for the year. You know, it seems to me that I should have started a small business by the side, because it looks like everybody is interested in doing this thing. But I'm going to start with the lady. So, the lady in yellow hat, please introduce your name.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, other board members, the regulatory authorities here present, my fellow shareholders, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Barrister Adetutu Shiyobola. I'm the president of Highly Favored Shareholders Association. Mr. Chairman, well, I'm an independent, non-executive director of Boa Cement PLC. Thank you. Thank you so much. Some observations, comments, questions, and suggestions. Annual reports. With your kind permission, I will quickly run through. Page 19. Attendance is good, but can be better. We need to improve on our attendance. On page 26, the beautiful faces of the board of directors. I observe that we have a single lady in the board of 11 directors, which amounts to 9%. This is unacceptable on gender. We have to improve on it going forward. When I marry the results of the year on page 47 with statements or loss, please, you people are distracting me. Please. Distracting me. When I marry results of the year on page 47 with statements of profit or loss and other comprehensive income on page 58, I observe the following. Gross premium rating grew by 0.2% from 1.56 billion naira to 1.359 billion naira in the year under review. Gross premium income grew by 3.7%. Thank you. Gross premium income grew by 3.7% from 1.34 billion naira to 1.39 billion naira in the year under review. Net premium income grew by 7% from almost 880 million naira to almost 944 million naira in the year under review. Claim expenses grew from 48.2 billion naira to 120.4 million naira in the year under review. Loss before taxation declined by 5% from 60 million naira to 56.8 million naira in the year under review. Loss for the year grew by 176% from 23.5 million naira to 64.8 million naira in the year under review. Going through all the indices above, observe a growth in our turnover and a growth in our losses in the year under review. I want to seize this opportunity to encourage the board and the management team for their efforts and implore them to do more to bring our company back to profitability. On page 48, substantial interest in shares. I observe that we have two major shareholders with the minority shareholders in our company in the year under review. I would like to know who is representing the interest of the minority shareholders in our board. On page 59, statement of financial position. Trade payables under liabilities went up from 23.4 million naira to 53.5 million naira in the year under review. How do we intend to pay these debts to our creditors? On page 99, note 9B, administrative expenses. Penalties reduced from 1.3 million naira to 270,000 naira in the year under review. This is commendable, but it is possible for us not to incur any fine or penalty if our company secretary, with due respect to her, and her team can do the right thing at the right time. Donations and contributions went up from 100,000 naira to 1.2 million naira in the year under review. I don't know where we got this figure from, because the 1 million naira mentioned on page 21 talked about donations made towards COVID-19. Furthermore, on page 48, it is stated clearly that there were no donations, no sponsorship to charitable organization in the year under review. I don't know where we got this 1.2 million naira from. Lastly, I've observed that we have utilized the annual report judiciously to advertise all our products. This is commendable. No. I'm sorry. I observed that we didn't use it, we did not utilize our annual report judiciously to advertise our products. We should do that going forward.
So is it no longer commendable?
No, it's not commendable. So that's why I'm suggesting that we should do it going forward. Thanks, and God bless you richly for this opportunity, my learned colleague. I appreciate.
I'm very grateful. Thank you. You can see that the woman gave us a very detailed and opening, and unfortunately for the rest of the hands up, she has more or less covered. I'm thinking that maybe she has spoken for like more than 20 persons. So I'm thinking that maybe we should just go in and resolve this assignment and then come out with. I have 2 pages of notes that I took when she was speaking. Okay, let me take one more in the triples. Give him the.
Mr. Chairman.
Please, let me assure every one of us, I promise you, just keep your hand down. Every last person will get to speak. It may not be in this meeting, but you will speak. Please. That is my guarantee to you.
Mr. Chairman, the shareholders, the management teams and the executives, and then the shareholder. My name is Prince Adewale Aremu, the National Coordinator of Heritage Shareholder Association of Nigeria. Mr. Chairman, if I want to talk about the account, I can see that this account is historical. I won't say much on the account because it's historical. But there is some aspect whereby I want us to observe for the progress of this company in general. Mr. Chairman, unlike today now, we're supposed to celebrate in this at least gathering by giving us a dividend. But there is no dividend. But we must work at least very well that you should make sure that you put a smile on the face of the shareholder. What we need is dividend. And then we employ that this board must make sure they work very well. By next year, we're able to at least take something home, at least for our brother and our sister in this gathering. That is number one. Number two, I want to talk about the strategies. How to re-strategize this company. We need some things to put into places. Now, unlike there's some aspect whereby we should look onto the aspect of the marketing team, we should look onto it very well. We should try to fund them very well, and they were able to give us a good, aggressive marketing, which is very important for the company in general. Mr. Chairman, you can remember this face. We met in Uyo last. You understand now? During our last AGM in Uyo, I discussed about the marketing team. Please fund them very well. You understand now? Because they are the life wire of any company. Mr. Chairman, I will be brief. I have 2 more points. I will be brief. You understand now? Because of the order. Mr. Chairman, it is high time that we should at least give a chance for the minority shareholder on the board of Guinea Insurance. It's been a long time. You understand now? Please, for God's sake, at least there must be at least a right for the minority shareholder, sitting down here. Give us a chance. There's what happened.
Isn't there somebody, I'm sorry to interrupt, so that we don't is there not somebody that you said is one of you on this board?
What do you say?
Were you not paying attention when the gentleman to your left, to your right, said of somebody on this board, he is one of us?
Okay. Now, lastly, I don't want to take
You
my
have
time.
a director
I want to take
present you, is what I'm saying.
Lastly, I want to commend someone that is not here, at least this morning. The woman have done a lot in this company. Is a friend of the shareholder. If I don't talk about this woman, that means I have the debt to pay. You understand now? In the persons of Ishioma. You understand? He's our madam. He has done a lot. It's a pity that I saw the annual report that it has resigned from the board of director. Wherever retired. Please pass our message to this woman that the shareholder sending a greeting to her that is going to have a long life and prosperity. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, for giving me this opportunity.
Progress, Chairman. Progress.
Please, it seems to me that you've covered a lot of the entire basis. So, just, Pastor.
Hello. Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, other directors. And good morning, esteemed shareholder. Mr. Chairman, today, without any gainsaying, I want to join the first speaker. But by joining her, it is pertinent to note that this erudite board paid 149% increase in claims. This claims payment is one of the most important things people look into in this industry. The ability to pay claims. We cannot overlook it. It shows our financial muscle. So also, I want to pay attention to the outstanding commendable feat. Honestly, we are living in an era where you enter a bank, the first thing you come across is introducing you to their insurance companies. But for you to bring out this result, honestly, we have to congratulate you. Despite the fact that investment income, another income gave us much percentage. But look at it cleverly from your speech. I dictated that the erudite board has been able to expand into new areas, which unfortunately affect our profit after tax. Honestly, we must commend it for it. But despite the fact that you are not paying dividend, we are happy that at the tail end of we are seeing results. The most important result, get it clear, the most important result of this feat, please, I have the mic. Mr. Chairman, today, despite the fact we are not paying dividend, but there are important gentlemen. Quickly go to 113. Go to page 113. Mr. Chairman, today, the large crowd you are seeing only constitute 33% of this investment. But if you look at page 113, it is important that we commend those individuals who have deposited money for shares. It is important we commend It is important we commend 4 other individuals who have deposited money. It is because of the performance and the success of this board that you are seeing this. To the glory of God today, it is also important that most insurance companies cannot have that fact you are seeing on page 113. You call it liability, but for some of us who are cost conscious, we'll know that by tomorrow, when we go into our private placement, it becomes greater sense to work upon. That's why I said, since we are not paying dividend, it's painful, but at the tail end of the light, there is a green light. Because with these people who have confidence on this board, and already one of them, Chrome, happened to be a majority shareholder, for they are choosing to pay for the deposit, is a fantastic one. Apart from them, there are individuals too, who have seen the vision of tomorrow, that this company will go to greater heights. All of us who are investors, you know what it means to pay money as deposit for a company that is here to pay dividends for such a long time. It is to the glory of God and to the erudite performance and success of this board that they have done this. Mr. Chairman, whichever way you look at it, we have to commend you. On your social responsibility, you did very well. Mr. Chairman, those are the things we have to commend you for. If you look at your area in which you operate, you have done creditably well. You have provided pipe and water. You have been able to take care of the park, which in those days when we were growing up, it was used as refuse. But to the glory of God, this erudite board has been able to do very well. Mr. Chairman, today, the question we want to know is the extensive new market and plan that you have. Because from your report, you have shown that because of the new expansion plans, accounted for the large chunk of the profit after tax. We want to hear how those plans will turn into profitability. So also, Mr. Chairman, too, it is also important that on page 99, we have to be careful of duplication of cost. We have seen how much you have spent on staff cost. But on that page 99, note B, we have also seen that outsourced staff collected money. So you should be careful about getting outsourced staffs. Though they could be great talent, but we should marry it with the existing cost staff we have. Thank you for the opportunity given. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Please let us. Please, quiet first. Audience. Please wait. Please sit first. Please sit down first. Sit down, if possible. The assumption, sir. As long as I have the mic, my voice will be louder than your own. So please wait. Because even if you join your voices, the mic will drown you out. And the problem is that the other advantage to me, which is the disadvantage to you, is that even if you join your voices, it will be like the Tower of Babel because you have not decided who is speaking. You cannot be saying the same thing. Because of the potential for a serious allegation that I am so short-sighted, having suffered the shortness of height, that I cannot see. I'm also afflicted with shortness of sight, that I cannot see those behind. I'm going to prove him wrong by letting him speak.
The board of directors.
And please permit me to say that because of your time, that will be the last intervention on this one. And other people, some of you will speak on other issues too. Don't worry. Both within and outside the meeting.
The board, very distinguished fellow shareholders. For the records, my name's Nona Au. Let me inform everybody here present that this is the 12th running years that no dividend has come to any investors in this company.
Mr. Runner, point of order. I'm sorry. All issues about dividends considered taken.
Don't worry. Don't be in a
No, I'm not worried.
With due respect, some of us have been doing this business long before you became chairman. So just be patient. I know,
Mr. Nona,
I'm driving somewhere. Just
Mr.
be
Nona,
patient.
no,
you have
I
given me an order to speak.
Mr. Nona, I will
and I
reclaim-
promise you that I will not speak on any issue that somebody else has spoken about. So be patient.
Mr. Nona, you do not have more promises than I have. I can make you more promises than you can make me. I promise you that you will have your say. I promise you that you will have your say. You are our boss here. You are our principal. Have that one in the back of your pocket. You will have your say. I gave you the mic. I do not plan to reclaim it. You can even go home with it if the hotel allows you. But this one thing I assure you, I'm trying to manage the time. At the end of the day, the length of a meeting is either a credit to the chairman or a loss. It is a test of,
even
can I
wasting
finish,
time.
sir?
I will have finished my presentation.
No, I'm asking if it's on issue of dividends.
I said be patient. I just said so earlier. Be patient.
I concede to you, sir. Please go ahead.
Be patient. And why did I start from that premise? If you look at page 58, you look at page 95, you look at page 123, which is the pages that depicts our performance, because our performance usually will start from the top. If you haven't made premium, you haven't sold the product, the chances are very high you are not likely to make profit. And that's where my concern is. We have remained at attention at a little above 1 billion in terms of premium. And that's where the problem is. So I thought your statement will be stating this is what you want to do going forward to be able to push that number. Because if you don't push that number, you will just come here, just like some of us started telling you stories. Rather than take a page out of 134 pages, we'll be telling you stories as how their great-grandmother was born. That is not the essence of an AGM. Okay? So, please tell us, what are you doing differently to be able to grow the top line? Because if you don't grow the top line, we'll all be wasting time. Because if you think that the top line is not important, let me even look at what you have on page 95. You'll find a situation where the subunits of our business, 4 major subunits, yes, one of them made a loss before operation. But we have a situation where all of them are also doing abysmally low. 600,000 naira. What will that fetch you? 600,000 million. What will that fetch you in terms of bottom line? Because by the time you put all the various costs, staff costs, regulatory costs, all of it, you just find that nothing is left. So the major challenge that you should be talking to at this meeting is that what are we going to do to drive the top line? Because if we don't have action plan for that, like I said, growth, I see growth at the growth and innovation. I'm happy that you do recognize it, but please talk about it so we all be on the same page. The second one that I also think that you need to talk around has to do with what you have on page 90, no, on page 85 as well, or 120. On 85, talking about investment income. That itself is challenge, because if you don't have money coming in terms of premium, even before the people come and make claims, you don't have enough time to invest. But even the little that we have, I think we need to, again, relook at our investment income. And in the process, we are not a life company, so nobody is going to leave money till thy kingdom come with us. And that way, we also are challenged. But we need to be on top of the game when it comes to investment income. That is another way that we'll be able to push up the bottom line. And then the loss that we have seen, even in this account, 5 straight years of losses. 5 straight years. Okay? Because if we don't do anything now, the chances are a number of new insurance companies have also been licensed. And what you then will find is that you are fighting a battle in a field far bigger than where you are coming from. Let me also say that I'm not sure what we can do to our operating expense, other operating expenses. because in fairness to the company in terms of operation, you did make a profit. But you can't talk about profit from operation when you haven't settled all the things that made those money come in. So it may be also important that you talk to us about what we are doing in terms of cost containment. And you know why all of this is important for me? Is that if you look at page 48, we have 20,000 shareholders. And they are the least in terms of holding. And yet, they control 49% of this company in terms of number of shareholders. That itself is an indication that you need to be dividend friendly, because you have quite a number of persons whose income will be better with just even a 2-kobo dividend, 3-kobo dividend coming from you. Okay? I know that some of you have also said, including young men like you as chairman, is to say that, oh, tighten your belt. Meanwhile, here you find that you haven't tightened your belt because you are going to pay you director's fee. You are going to take sitting allowance. Those of us whose size is now sitting on our bone in our waist, you say we should tighten the belt. Then the bone will soon go away. So that shouldn't be the promise that you should be telling us. And I also think that on an occasion like this, you may need to take some time and also explain to us, because all of this that we've said is important. But the survival of the company itself is important. And I say this because if you look at the market, one of the major shareholders here is already struggling with one of the companies that also had a similar problem. Okay? Because if your top line is not growing, like I said, it becomes a challenge. But please talk to us as to, given NICOM and their requirements, given our level of operations, where are we? Should the courts say, sorry, NICOM has the right to ask you to increase, what's it called? Statutory capital. So where exactly will we be so we don't have second injury time as far as our investment is concerned? First, I must commend the board for being
I was
bold.
hoping you will get there.
Oh, you're hoping I'll get there. You're in a hurry. I told you, you're a young man, you're in a hurry. Slow and steady wins the race.
Next time, sir, please give me the commendation first. Then I can hold it.
And that's why you haven't done well in the past, because you've had so much commendation that you lose sight of where the challenges are. But let's finish with the challenges, then you can get the commendation. It's important that we also get to realize, as a company, that we are a regulated entity. And if you look at the whole of this account, nowhere did you mention that we have 3 directors who are independent directors for our operations. And if you don't have that, then that also means that there's also a challenge. Because this board itself is even too fat. So if you want to add additional...
Honestly, I thought you were going to commend us.
Yes.
You have abandoned it.
Okay. Since you now know you've heard it, it may be important that you also speak to it. Again, I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak. But please, when I finish, I will give the microphone to them, because you are the one that paid for this hall and all the assets that we are.
So you're not going home with the mic.
So you are going to take home the mic, and then you're also going to carry the cameras. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. On that note, I shall proceed to address some of the issues. The reason I'm standing up, please, my prayer for all of you, my prayer for this company and for everyone here is that what is not balanced will be balanced in Jesus' name. I will quickly address the issue of belts. The economy of today no longer even allows for the expression of tightening your belt. Because to tighten your belt, you have to have a belt. And to take little money you have. Can we agree with one another? Can we make a pact that we will not be disruptive, even if we do not agree? Please, can we try not to disrupt, even if we disagree? Because you know this is a meeting. And there's no meeting in the entire world where everybody gets to say something. But I thank God that what is not said in the meeting can still be said outside. So please, we need to make progress. And I will not fail the test that you people constantly set for me as the moderator of this meeting on the management of your time. Nobody is going to be urged to tighten their belts, because that may include, on some parts, an investment in even buying belts. So this board is not going to ask you to do that. We're also not insensitive at all. Permit me to say that sometimes when you anticipate that somebody is going to take a particular position, the mistake we make is that we assign that position to that person and then begin to treat that person as if he has already taken that position, whereas the person has not taken that position. This board is a conscientious one and a sensitive one, and we are open to criticism. Never mind my light-hearted exchange about commendation. Nobody feeds fat on commendation. I want to thank everybody who has spoken. I do believe that they've covered a lot of critical issues that need to be addressed. One thing this board knows very well is that when we're coming to, we have a body of highly literate shareholders. You are not the kind of shareholders that we can come here and bamboozle with words. It is very impressive that when we send this thing out, when people speak, they cite pages and lines. It shows that they are read, and people make notes and address issues on the basis of facts. So I want to commend you for that. We will respond with taking copious notes, and we will try to respond to every one of them subject to time. If there's anyone that you feel that we did not address, please, I want to engage your trust to assure you that it is not by design or subterfuge. It is not that we are trying to navigate one difficult one. You can always reach us, even outside this meeting. We love to meet with you. The board is lodged in this hotel. If you don't have anything to do, we can stay here until next week. But I'm sure you do. On the question of attendance, I want to make short work of some issues, and then I'll have some persons here address some other key issues. On the question of attendance, permit me to say, ma'am, that I think you may have misread it. The attendance is perfect. It is perfect. And I refer to page 19. On gender balance, we've noted that. We are working on that. That is why I assure you that God helping us, what is not balanced will be balanced. The ED, Finance and Administration, will speak on the issue of profit and loss, on all financial issues. You have an INED representing minority shareholders, Mr. Sam Onukwe. I'm just running through the points that have been raised. The ED F&A will also speak on the issue of debt that was raised. And on donations that seem to contradict with figures that Mr. Wale raised the issue of dividends. Pastor raised the issue of dividends, even though I think that most of you misunderstood him to be saying that he's very happy that we're not paying dividends. That was a preemption, and I'm sure that you guys, when you allowed him to finish what he was saying, you realize that that's not what he was saying. Nobody will be happy. Even if he did say that, and again, I'm directing this one to Mr. Nona, who believes that, in his view, the reason, as he sees it, that, to quote him, you have not done well is because you've been commended too much. That is a slight on the competence of this board, on the persons on this board. I do not think. Every one of us runs businesses. If people stand outside there clapping for us every day that we're doing well, you know your bottom line. You know if you are doing well or not. Commendations do not reflect on your bank account. So I think we should, I take that back on his behalf. And we forgive you. So again, why I'm drawing that issue is Mr. Wale spoke about the dividends. Mr. Nona complained about the dividends. Pastor here complained about dividends. So that's why I wanted to address that issue immediately and say, look, it's settled. On this board, what you don't know, let me pull the curtain a bit and let you have a peek in, is that issue also is the issue that exercises us the most. But you know, at the end of the day, it's a question of the glass half full or the glass half empty. The fact is that there's water in the glass. From the shareholder's perspective, and you are right to feel so, you consider the glass half empty. From internally where we are working towards the target we are chasing, we can say so far the glass is half full. The target is to fill it to overflowing. Rest assured of that. On the so on that issue of dividends, I will let Mr. Sam Onukwe, although he's an INED, but because he is one of you, he will also speak to that issue. Expansion plans, the MD will address you on that. And the need to grow, but that will also be, Mr. Nona, that will be part of the issue of growing the top line, that he will straddle that. ED Finance, the question of investment income, you will address this. And I think that's about that. So let me first yield to with your kind permission, to the ED Finance and F&A to address all these issues. Did you note the issues I said you should address? Okay. I think that's investment income. Okay, you've noted them. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, my chairman. Good afternoon to the distinguished shareholders once again. Let me try to address the issue of our liability that was raised by Barrister Adetutu. Permit me to give you the assurance that 47% of that liability relates to unearned premium. That does not involve cash payout, but will revert over the passage of time. 47% of it. So it relates to unearned premium that will revert. And if you also take a look at our assets, we have sufficient assets to meet our obligation as at when due. So we don't have issue of liquidity. We'll be able to take care of our obligation anytime we're called to do so. On the growth of premium, the MD will address that. But I can assure you, we have left where we used to be. We have left there. Our third quarter report will be submitted to the exchange next week. From our second quarter report, we have surpassed what we did for the whole of 2022. We have surpassed. Yeah. On the issue of our expenses, I think Mr. Roland addressed it, that we need to grow the top line in order to also mitigate the impact of our expenses. In the face of the growing inflation in the system, I will assure you that we are really keeping our eyes on that to see that any expenses that is not required will not be incurred. That will not be incurred. Then for investment income, I am glad to also inform us that our policy is to sweat every naira that comes into the company, ranging from overnight investment of the funds to achieve whatever income that we can get. Presently, we have done over 130 million naira of investment income presently. And we believe that we will end the year within the region of 200 million as investment income. There are some restructuring that is taking place at Guinea, your company. We will unfold that with time. Guinea is changing its concept from that of an insurance company doing investments to that of an investment company doing insurance. And that will restructure the level of our investment income. So I think I've been able to address the items that have been passed on to me. Thank you very much.
Chairman, I hope I can speak. All right. Good afternoon, esteemed shareholders. I'm really glad that the chairman has referred this issue of dividend to me because I speak for you. I'm on your own side. If there's anything that we have harped on at the board, it is the need to reward shareholders. I know the importance, coming from my own background as a stockbroker, I know the importance. As I sat here, I was showing MD his share price. And that share price could be better if the fundamentals are right. And that's the point we have been making. But what the board has been doing in the last few years is to clean up the legacy issues that, that we made. And that has culminated into the position we are today. So we're looking forward to this year, from what I can see, without being the report that has been made public so far, we have turned the corner this year. And even if it's not enough to pay dividend, it will lead to that in the very near future. So at least the company, it's making profit now. And that is hope rising for us. And the management has been under very serious pressure to get things right. And like the EDF and A hinted, there's a bit of restructuring going on. Sometime this year, the board took a decision to do some bit of transformation. I'm sure the MD will speak on the strategy. It's not for me to. So all of that are aimed at getting to the point where this company will pay dividend. That's the only reward that even some of us sitting on the board have had. We have those who have shares, and we do have shares. And so we are mindful of the need to pay you dividend. And all we ask for is the patience which you have had and understanding to get to that point. And I'm happy, very, very happy that you raised it here. And I'm also happy that the issue of strategy was raised here. So that it's as if we have a meeting of minds, and they know truly how far these issues are taken up at the board. And I can assure you that management is doing, and the board, of course, we are doing as much as we can to get things right so that we play in the big league. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, distinguished shareholders. The story of Guinea is a a story that is very interesting. We've been on a very long journey, and I'm happy to announce that we have started seeing light at the end of the tunnel at the tunnel. In terms of outlook, for this year, currently now, we've done the gross premium income we've done over 71% increase. So from what you have there for the full year and what we have done this year, we're close to 2 billion already. So we'll definitely double what we have in terms of gross premium income for this year. Our third quarter report shows that we are on 1.7 billion and a profit of over 100 million. What we have also done is to list the shares. The 901 million, we've done the listing, and it's already part of our equity. So what that means is that we have more money to do a lot more investment, and we'll be able to grow the business. In the area of cost, what we've done this year, we've only increased the management expense based on year by only 4% of what we have, despite the fact that we've grown the top line, grown the investment income. We've only done above 4% of what we have for the full year in the account. I will implore us to go through the third quarter account, which will soon be published, and you'll see some of these numbers there. In terms of strategy, we've been working with the board to do a lot in terms of the perspective of the business. We are looking at how we can, one, be able to deliver a lot more value. So you'll be seeing our core values are going to change. We've also identified about 6 pillars of the areas where we need to grow. One of it is our brand. Another is our culture. Another is deploying technology. I'm happy to also announce that from this 1st of October, we've deployed a new technology that will help us to, in terms of reporting, be better and smarter. That will also help us in the area of cost. A lot of paperwork and all that is going to be removed. So in the area of cost savings, it will help us. In the area of efficiency, it will help us. And I believe we will be able to turn in better results based on that. In the area of business development, we have new areas of growth. Our oil and gas is an area we are growing. We are also growing in the public sector. But most importantly and ultimately, where we want to play and where we have more savings and we have money income is the area of retail. We have a retail strategy that we are working on, and I believe that those retail strategy, if properly executed, will help us to gain a lot. The areas of the brokers too, in terms of the market, because the brokers control about 60% of the market. We are also beginning to, they are warming up to us more. Our solvency position has also improved. We're over the minimum now. And we also have plans to grow it to 5 billion and 7 billion within the next few years. Everything we are doing is to ensure that, one, we are stronger and we have more capacity to accept businesses, which ultimately will be able to deliver more value in the area of value to dividend and every other thing. So our plan, the regulators are also here, they can confirm a few of those things, is to have a better company, a refined company. And that is why you can see our growth through innovations. We are doing a lot in terms of innovation to ensure that we position the brand as one of the brides of the industry. I make bold to say that a lot has been done, and we also want to appreciate the patience of all the shareholders, for this year. And I believe by this time next year, when we are presenting again, it will be more clap than blame. So thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you very much, MD, and Mr. Sam, and everyone. I'm grateful. The next item on the agenda, item 2, is to re-elect the following directors who are retiring. Mr. Sam Onukwe, non-executive director representing shareholders. I'm sorry. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. The company is working to, that space fell open. We are working to fill it. Hopefully, by the time we meet again, we should be able to give you a positive reaction on that. Rest assured that because it's a statutory issue, we're not sleeping on it at all. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I'm sure that by the reaction you now get the answer. If we lay it any more than we have laid it, it will be laid to rest. Item 2 is to re-elect the following directors retiring by rotation. Mr. Sam Onukwe, non-executive director. Dr. Mohammed Tahir Atahir, non-executive director. Mr. Anthony Achebe, non-executive director. In line with the provisions of the company's articles of association, and the aforementioned directors are slated for re-election by rotation. The profile of the directors can be found in the annual reports. You are familiar with the directors anyways. To re-elect the directors, the resolution must be passed unanimously by you all, without a single dissent. Now, giving your attitude to these people, would you permit me to do a voice vote in terms of management of your time? Do you all accept that Mr. Sam Onukwe be re-elected as a non-executive director of the board? Those in favor say aye. Are you people praying? So please give us your voice notes. Can one person propose? Very well. I wanted to do a voice vote, but since you want to go by this way, no problem. Can one person propose? The gentleman in a bow tie. I'm sorry, I have proposed already. He has seconded. So Mr. Sam stands re-elected. Thank you. Do we still have to put it to vote? Okay, those in favor say aye. And those against say nay. Thank you very much. Can the registrars confirm that Mr. Sam stands re-elected? Dr. Mohammed Tahir Atahir. I propose that he be re-elected. Let us finish everything. I'm nominating the gentleman in a... Yes. Thank you very much. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Any naysayers? I'm grateful. Registrars to take note.
Mike. Good afternoon. I'm a JJC, but I've held the shares for about 16 years now. Please, my concern is this. Please, wait now. Wait, it's okay. My concern is this, sir. From the accounts, I would like to have seen the holdings of the directors. My name is Bakari Issa Adewale, a JJC, first time in the meeting. Since I've been in the company for about 16 years now, holding the small units. But my concern is this is my first time coming to the meeting. So, please, my concern is I'd like to have seen the director's holding in the report. So, can you kindly...
So, please, can I... Sorry, sir. This is noted, but it's not a point of order. Don't worry. Whatever you need, the secretariat is there to address you. Just send whatever you need to the secretariat. So, for Mr. Anthony Achebe, I propose that he be re-elected. Let me get, in view of our prayer for gender balance, can we get the lady all the way back? Yes, please. Yes, please, go ahead. No, you. Just go ahead. Support the motion if you like or oppose. You are supporting. Thank you very much. Those in favor, say aye. And any naysayers? Thank you very much, Mr. Anthony Achebe. As the president said yesterday, your jobs are secure. Please, I have not allowed you to speak. No, please. No. Mr. Nona, please sit. Mr. Nona. Mr. Nona. Mr. Nona. Mr. Nona.
We are not politicians here, with due respect.
Mr. Nona.
Please.
Mr. Nona, this is noted, but can I ask, gentlemen, please, let's be calm. Let me say that this is your meeting, it's the AGM. But there are people that you have elected by your own goodwill to conduct the meeting. It is our responsibility to conduct it respectfully, procedurally, in accordance with the law, and in an orderly. Please let us not be disruptive. People have raised their hands here. If you want to speak, raise your hand. We will let you speak if the time is opportune. If we don't let you speak now, you will still speak. Thank you. Thank you. Are you raising a point of order, sir? Please go ahead.
Alaga. Mr. Chairman, truly speaking, this is a statutory meeting, and it should be statutorily conducted. What the last speaker is saying, in essence, is that when a motion is moved and seconded, put it to vote, let the votes be counted for record purpose. That is number one, Mr. Chairman. Secondly, Mr. Chairman, if you look at page 7 of this annual report, something very significant is missing, and that is the approval of the remuneration of the directors. And whatever is not there, if it is not agreed by this House, if you pay it next year, Mr. Chairman, you are going to be challenged. So that is a point of order. Let's look at it very closely so that this House agree or disagree, and we move forward. Thank you. God bless all of us.
So thank you very much for your point on the question of remuneration of directors. We've noted that it will count. We may need to amend the agenda to include that. It was an omission. That yes. But there's no, I want to also say that there has been no change,
Mr.
at all
Chairman,
from what it has always been. There has been no change. The Company
Mr.
Secretary will
Chairman,
clarify that.
let us do the needful before we move forward. Otherwise,
Okay, can you propose an amendment to that? Yes.
that is that is if the House so desire.
Propose.
Mr. Chairman,
Is in that they will express their.
I hereby propose, I am Honorable Kola Alaga once again, I want to propose that the agenda be amended to include special business, that directors' remuneration be approved by this House.
Thank you very much. Let me call the lady.
Thank you, Chairman. My name is Mrs. Bisi Adediba. I second that motion.
Those in support? Those against it? All right, let me now also address the question raised, the issue raised by the two gentlemen about the counting of votes. It's a statutory meeting, yes. When we say, and the rule is that it has to be by unanimous consent, what we just did. If the House says that everybody, there are two ways to find unanimity. If we said those in favor and everybody say yes, and we say that there are those opposing and not a single person, what it simply means is that the number of the people present and voting are the same, is not the number that voted in favor, including proxies. So there's no technicality around that. Whether you count or it's unanimity, unanimity is unanimity. Thank you very much. On item 3 is to disclose the remuneration of the managers of the company. This item was added as one of the ordinary business of the AGM introduced in the recently enacted Companies and Allied Matters Act of 2020. Company's policy for directors. So the company's policy for directors and senior management of the company is stated on page 20 of the annual report. This item does not require any resolutions. To item 4, item 4 is to authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the external auditors. The Companies and Allied Matters Act requires that the remuneration of the auditors be fixed by the company in general meeting, in such a manner as the company in the general meeting may determine. I hereby move that the directors be and are hereby authorized to fix the auditor's remuneration for the year ending 31st December 2022. So I don't even know if she has raised her hand, but I'm calling Mrs. Obidei to second the motion, whether she raised her hand or not.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I rise to second the motion. But look at the female gender at their point and this point. My name is Mrs. C.O. Bidei. Still remain the same.
Thank you very much. Those in favor? Those against? Is anybody opposed to the motion? Unanimously done. Thank you. Item 5 is to elect members of the Audit Committee. Section 404(6) of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 provides for the composition of an Audit Committee which consists of an equal number of directors and representatives of the shareholders of the company to examine the auditor's report and make recommendations thereon to the annual general meeting. In accordance with the Companies and Allied Matters Act of 2020, Section 4046 also provides that any member may nominate a shareholder as a member of the audit committee by giving notice in writing of such nomination to the secretary of the company at least 21 days before the annual general meeting. I will now call on the company secretary to mention the nominations, if any, for the audit committee.
Thank you, distinguished shareholders. No problem, I can stand. For the nominations for audit committee, we received 5 valid nominations in the persons of Wogu Chinyere Ejoma, Ayuba Kadiri Yemi, Shonibare Wahid Akoni, Oye Dapo Julius Abiodun, and Ngbamahuru Peter Ima. But however, before the meeting commenced, we also received notifications of withdrawal from Wogu Chinyere Ejoma and Oyedapo Julius Abiodun. So we just have the 3 current members of the committee up for re-election. So if the meeting is in support of the re-election of the 3 members in front of you, someone should, okay.
You can see the gentlemen standing in front of you. They are all very familiar to you. I therefore propose that the election of the audit committee be carried out by vote. For those in favor of Mr. Okay, can we do all of them together? Well, this is your election. This is your choice. I propose that the gentleman listed as standing before you be elected to the audit committee. And going forward now, I'm going to choose one more lady to speak. Let me, yes, use ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Peace Mosu. I hereby second the motion. Move the motion, sorry.
Thank you very much. Any seconders? I'm calling on Mr. Nona to second the motion. Please take the mic. Take the mic to Mr. Nona. Take the mic to Mr. Nona.
Hello. I hereby second motion. The name Akitunde Mary is not correct. On behalf of Mr. Nona, Akitunde Mary, they are second motion.
Thank you very much, ma'am. So those in favor? Any opposition? All right. The audit committee stands re-elected. Thank you. Congratulations to all of you. So to the special business. So just to inform the House, the board nominees to the audit committee are Mr. Sam Onukwe, which, honestly speaking, means that you have an additional person there, the board, and Mr. Simon Olabolaji. Thank you very much. So to the special business, I propose, which is just amended, which is the approval of the remuneration of the directors. Are you raising a point of order? Okay.
Thank you very much, Chairman. My name is Ibekwe Roberts Aden. Attention, please. My name is Ibekwe Roberts Adenova. I think so far so good. I've said the meeting is coming to a very fine end. You have been communicating with the company secretary, and that's a wonderful thing. My colleague and friend there, Laga, made this wonderful suggestion. I wanted to take it up, but the needful has been done. Now, and also the secretary reminded you that what you obtained was to include it in the agenda, which is now a special agenda. Wonderful. Now, you want to propose that this special agenda should be taken care of. A good thing. But I want to appeal to you, sir, that you are a beneficiary of this particular, and it won't be in your position to move it. You have to hand over to an executive director who will handle it on behalf of all other non-executive directors that will benefit from it. So it's not in your place to move it, sir. I will implore you or plead with you that another executive director should move that motion.
Thank you.
That is the director's fee.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I don't think anybody can disagree with that point. I will call on the managing director to do the needful. For the purposes of this, is they will, with your consent, vesting with the powers of the chairman, which I shall proceed to take back immediately the business is done. Because you don't want to take any risk. In fact, I'm going to ensure that happens. I'm going to be holding the microphone while he's talking. If you stop hearing his voice, you will know I've taken back my powers. So he's to sit down here and propose that the remuneration of the directors, which remains unchanged, be approved by the House. And with your kind permission, he's supposed to just say, I propose.
I propose.
And, okay, they're not happy with that.
By the power conferred on me by our esteemed shareholders, I want to move. The figure is 1 million naira. It's the existing figure that we have not increased it. We are only working on increasing it. So I propose
Gentlemen, please, let us conduct this meeting. Sir, you say you have an observation. Let the chair recognize you. Sit down first, please. Please sit down first. We sent you a microphone. You turned it down. Okay, observe. You need a mic now.
First, I want to observe that the item that we are dealing with ordinarily will have required 21 days notice. Hence, you asked for the waiver. And I expected that when you also moved the motion, you will have said, in addition to the fact that you've gotten a waiver. But please don't say that the amount that you are paying or you are asking us to approve is what you earned last year. Because it's an item, it's an expense, what you should do is to mention the amount as relates to the chairman and other directors. Don't ask us to, what you paid last year. Okay? That is one line. The second line is that if you also had had an increase in number of directors, okay, that itself will mean that there's some variance. So please mention how much you are asking us to approve for the chairman and for the other directors. That's the observation.
Thank you very much. I recall that Mr. Nona urged on us patience when he was speaking earlier. If he had himself been a bit patient or paid more attention, would have noticed that that figure was mentioned by the MD. The figure was mentioned. But I will ask him, for the purposes of clarity, to mention it again. On a side note, this is why I should have said, keep the mic. But when we offered you, you said no.
Thank you very much. By the power conferred on me as the interim chairman, I want to announce that the director's fee is 1 million naira for all the non-executive and 1.2 million for the chairman. That figure has been the figure before tax, and that figure has been the figures they've been earning for the past 7 years. We are working on a very good increase. So I propose that we approve that amount. I'll need a seconder. Alaja Sarata Iyabode Balogun has seconded the motion. Should we put it to vote? If you are in agreement, say yea. Is it yea or nay? Say aye. Anybody opposing it? So I declare the motion carried unanimously. I will now hand over to the substantive chairman to continue the meeting.
Thank you very much. I'm hoping that you enjoyed your brief tenure in office. You can now see what I enjoy. Which is the reason why I have not relinquished the authority since. I'd like to thank every one of you. That brings us to the end of the business and this AGM. I am hoping that you all, I'm happy that you all found satisfaction in the proceedings of the day, and I assure you on behalf of the board that we've taken note of all the issues raised. We will go back and, as always, implement. On behalf of this board, I want to thank every one of you for taking the time, those who are here, those who are joining us virtually, and those who came by proxy. Thank you so much. For the orderliness of the meeting too, I'd like to appreciate you. I will like to call on yes, ma'am, what are you observing? What? Okay, that's very, please. Yes, no, this is very important. Again, how we behave in that kind of situation is also, it speaks more about ourselves than even about organizing. I will urge every last one of you, please just sit. Whatever the board, this company has for you, let them just go around and hand it peacefully. Please. No. There's no need for that. Let us pray and get on to other business, please. Give him the mic.
Closing prayer. The grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God.
Hold on. Sorry. I thought it's a Muslim. No. It's a Muslim that will pray, please. Sorry. can't even see. Alaji Kasim, please.
Mr. Chairman, thank you for the recognition. But let me say it loud and clear that in the classroom, we recognize both those people that have come earlier and those that have come late. Although I did not come late, but I didn't see anywhere to sit at the front. But I was raising hands to join my opinion with others. So let's stand up for prayer. Please take note of that. In the name of Almighty Allah, if you are not ready for prayer, go out. In the name of Almighty Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, the most gracious, we thank you for the protection and the privilege given to us. We thank you for the opportunity of being an attendant at this crucial meeting. As we are praying that Almighty Allah should protect us, we pray that more blessings, more wisdom, more protection, more guidance should be endowed for the board of this company. For those of us who have come from far and near, we pray for an accident-free journey. We remember this country in prayer, that Almighty Allah should guide our leaders right, should endow them with more wisdom, more knowledge, and more strength. In the name of Almighty Allah, we have prayed. Amen. Surah Al-Kawthar. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Inna atayna kal kawthar fasoli li rabbika wa nahar inna shani'ak wal abtar. Sallu ala nabi.
Thank you very much. The meeting stands adjourned. Let's take the national anthem and then close. National anthem.
Shareholders, please sit on your seats and the souvenirs will be handed over to you calmly. If you are disorderly, you won't get anything.